Hello, my name is Sue,
I'm Chuck.
and welcome to another episode of
You kill my master.
So today we have a special episode which we are calling and dedicating to the kick-ass
Yes.
babes of kung fu films. Now we're calling them babes. I know you're gonna say we'll call them women. We know they're really strong, tough women, and they will kick your ass if you mess with them. But we're calling them babe because not only they were great actress and martial artists, but they were all hot. So I'm sorry, we're calling them
Babes.
babes. So if we're gonna talk about ass kicking kung fu babes, the first one that we're gonna have to start off with is Cheng Pei Pei. Cheng Pei Pei started in the 1960s making movies with Shaw Brothers. Her first big hit was 1966 Come Drink With Me. And after that, she started making a lot of wuxia swordplay movies. Her nicknames were Queen of Swords, Queen of Martial Art Films, and she is even active. Recently, she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and the live action movie Mulan.
Next up is Angela Mao, and she was a Hong Kong and Taiwanese actress. She studied Chinese opera and martial arts. She started her career in the early 70s, and some of her well-known movies include Hapkido, Lady Whirlwind, When Taekwondo Strikes, and actually she was actually in the beginning of Enter the Dragon. If you see that movie, she's actually in it. And her nicknames have been Lady Kung Fu and Lady Whirlwind.
So that brings us back to Shaw Brothers with Kara Hui. If you watch a lot of the 70s and 80s kung fu movies from Shaw Brothers, you'll see Kara Hui. So Kara she was trained in dance, actually studying with Donnie Yen's mother. And director Chang Chi, the famous director of Five Deadly Venoms and the Venom Mobs, was actually her godfather. So her Shaw Brother career apex would be 1982's My Young Auntie, but she's still active doing movies in Hong Kong and movies and TVs in mainland China. She was even recently in a really good Donnie Yen movie, Dragon. So Kara Hui, go find her.
Next up, we have an Academy Award-winning actress, Michelle Yeoh. She was a ballet dancer with a dance background, and she actually won Miss Malaysia in 1983. Her first acting job was a Gila roast watch commercial with Jackie Chan, which caught the attention of D&D films in Hong Kong. Her first starring role was Yes Madam in 1985 with Cynthia Rothrock, where she performed most of her own stunts. Her films include Royal Warriors, Magnificent Warriors, Super Cop, Heroic Trio, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and she was also a Bond girl in Tomorrow Never Dies. She won the Academy Award in 2022. While most of the actresses in this episode didn't have martial arts background to start with, Cynthia Rothrock is a true martial artist. She studied Tang Soo Do, Taekwondo, Eagle Claw, and Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. She was discovered in 1983 by Golden Harvest when she was doing a martial arts demo. Her first movie was Yes Madam in 1985 with Michelle Yeoh, and she made a number of movies in Hong Kong in the 80s before going back to the US to continue her film career. Cynthia is unique in that most Western actresses in Hong Kong movies in the 80s and 90s played bad guys, while Cynthia mostly played good guys in her movies.
So next, let's talk about Joyce Godenzi. Joyce Godenzi was Miss Hong Kong 1984, and after her reign as Miss Hong Kong, she got into the film career. Now, her film roles were mostly action, films. Later on, she married Sammo Hung. So
Really?
yes, so some of her well-known movies from Hong Kong in the 80s and 90s were Spooky Spooky, Eastern Condor, and if you can, go find She Shoots Straight. She has an all-out fight with Agnes Aurelio, where they're just like jumping and kicking and punching each other. So Joyce Godenzi, go look for her. Next up, we have two actresses from the Girls with Guns series. These in the late 80s, early 90s, these were films with a lot of tough women who play cops or bad guys and they're shooting each other, but they use kung fu. So we have to talk about Moon Lee. So Moon Lee is a dancer. That's her background. But she made a name for herself as an action and martial art actress. Like I said, she is really popular in the subgenre known as Girls with Guns. Check out 1987 Angel, where she has a all-out brutal fight with Yukari Oshima, where they just really trying to kill each other. And one thing I say about Moon Lee is I respect Moon Lee. She gives it her all. You could not tell that she didn't start studying martial arts. She was severely injured in a stunt gone raw in Devil Hunters, where the timing was off and an explosion went off early, and she was hospitalized and burned. Now, Girls with Guns, we also have to talk about Yukari Oshima, another Japanese actress that came to Hong Kong in the 80s and 90s. And the difference about her, like Cynthia Rothrock, both Japanese actresses, they usually play bad guys. She could play good guys or bad guys. In Angel with Moon Lee, she plays a bad guy, but there's a lot of movies where she also played a good guy. But she is a martial artist. She started studying karate in Japan. And I really like the movies. It's like because you could tell that she studied martial arts. When her career in Hong Kong kind of came to an end, she actually relocated to the Philippines, and she was quite popular in the Philippines, where she was known as Cynthia Luster. So now that brings us to the last two that we're going to talk about: Sibelle Hu and Michiko Nishiwaki. So Sibelle Hu was a Taiwanese actress making love and romance stories. And then she moved to Hong Kong where she got into action films. Her first action film was My Lucky Star. Check out our episode on My Lucky Star.
Yes.
Where she's a dancer. And
a beautiful dancer.
And she really played well that, she knows how to fight. And ever since that movie, she became known typecast in Hong Kong as the tough, pretty female inspector who fights and knows martial arts, right? And check out Michiko Nishiwaki. She is a Japanese actress, stunt woman, bodybuilder, power lifter who came to Hong Kong to make movies. Her first movie was My Lucky Star, with a big fight with Sibelle Hu. And this movie was Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and Yuen Biao. So later on, she moved on to being a stunt woman for Hollywood. She is actually the stunt woman for Lucy Liu in Charlie's Angels. So these are our famous ass-kicking babes, in kung fu movie. Now, it's not meant to be a comprehensive list,
No,
right? I'm sure that there were some that people were going, hey, you didn't talk about so and so, but these are actors that were memorable, to us. So please go to the comment and say hey, you guys missed so and so. Give us your recommendation of some really ass kicking kung fu babes that we forgot or we just didn't remember. So thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.
Take care.